Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another of our webinars, and thank you very much for joining us. I'm glad you could join us on this day. Today we're showcasing one of the campaigns on the Spark site, and that is, of course, BusterBox. But I'll go more into them in a second or two, but I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about some of the campaigns that we've had recently. As investors on the platform, you might be interested to know that we've recently closed a campaign for Halo SOS. This saw investors achieve a 366% return on their initial investment in the company when they made that a couple of years ago. So as you can see, it's a paper rise, but nevertheless, it definitely is a kind of a way to show that the companies are growing and scaling very well. This followed hot on the heels of another company that we raised funds for, a company called Willola, one of the first companies that we raised for about 3 years ago, which closed a round recently with the venture capitalist, which saw Spark investors achieve a 650% return on their investment. So I think you'll just see that the quality of the companies that we've got on there, because I want to kind of show you that these companies are that we're putting onto the platform are very good quality ones. So we're putting up about less than 1 in 10 companies onto the platform, which emphasizes the quality, of course, in the investment opportunities that we're showing you. And the companies that we'll be hearing from shortly very much fall into this category too. Those of you that have been on the platform recently will also notice that we're putting up another Spark alumni back onto the platform, and that is, of course, a Paddy Power backed business called ASX. Last year, Spark investors invested 2.2 million into ASX, and they're about to go live with their final round of funding before they do a VC Series A round in the next 6 to 9 months. So when they go live, and that will be very shortly, this will be the last chance for private investors like yourselves to invest in it. So look out for the mail that will announce that they're live on the site very soon. In addition, into ASX, we have a very exciting pipeline of new companies waiting on the sidelines to go onto the platform. So please also watch out for these too. Don't forget, unlike other investment vehicles, investing in companies through Spark is with 0 commission for investors. Investors pay nothing at all, no commission, no fees for you to consider. As always, we're very keen to arrange one-to-one meetings with the promoters if any investor wants to speak with them in more detail about the questions they have for the business before they invest. So if you'd like to do that anytime, please reach out to me and we'll facilitate that, of course. After Gary's presentation, we'll open the floor to questions from investors. So please add your questions to the Q&A box, not to the chat function, please. It just makes it a little easier if we all look at the Q&A, and we'll put those to the promoters. So let's get started. Gary, please, if you could perhaps turn your camera on. So Gary, welcome, Gary. Thanks very much for joining us. I'll just do a quick introduction to you before you can actually get started. So Gary is the CEO of BusterBox, another alumni, as I said, back onto the Spark site. In 2020, BusterBox raised over 167,000 euros from over 80 investors on our site. BusterBox is a monthly subscription dog service for dogs. They help dog lovers save time and delight their dogs by delivering fun toys and healthy treats to their door. In the time since that raise, they've increased their activity monthly users by almost 50% and have dramatically increased their lifetime value for each client too. Many of the investors who invested the last time are reinvesting, many for greater sums greater than their first investment. So sure that the investment is doing well. So Gary, please, if you could start your presentation and do your presentation, and we'll be back to you in a second.
Okay, is everything visible there?
It's loading, it says on my side. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, hi everybody, my name is Gary Redmond. I'm the co-founder of BusterBox.com, a subscription service for dogs in Ireland and the UK. Also on the founding team are my 2 childhood friends, named Brendan and Paul Carrick. We've been working on the business for over 6 years now, and we have a total headcount of 10 people working in BusterBox. Put simply, BusterBox is the best thing you can get to make your dog happy. Dog parents want to make their dog as happy as their dog makes them, and we make it easier by delivering amazing experiences with top quality, unique products and accessories. When someone joins our pack, our focus on their dog's individual personality and likes means they love their monthly delivery, And after the first box arrives, the dog knows it's for them, and the customers find it very difficult to cancel once they get that experience from us. We have over 9,500 subscribers. Majority of those are in the UK. About 85-90% of the customers are in the UK market. Coming into 2020, we had just 2,500, so it's been a significant growth trajectory over the past couple of years. We have a really strong brand and over 4.7 out of 5 trust score on Trustpilot. In 2020, we had a great year. With the pandemic, it was certainly good to us. We had 315% revenue growth, and we followed that up last year with 55% revenue growth, with just under 2.5 million in sales. We have a highly profitable subscription model with over 4 times return on CAC from each customer, and the profit margin has been steadily increasing, and we're just approaching the 50% mark now. In fact, slightly better than what we have here. Still growing, and we've currently 227,000 monthly recurring revenue. What we've learned over the past couple of years is that higher quality customers is more important than revenue, and lifetime value and basically great metrics. And I'm going to talk about how we're going to achieve that and how we've been achieving that over the last year. Our goal for 2023 is to reach 50,000 subscribers across the UK and Ireland. We also continue to grow our email list and social following, and are preparing to rapidly increase our customer acquisition. Our conversion rate is almost 2.5%. So just some e-commerce metrics here. We're not running any free box offers anymore. And so we're still getting convert people at over 2.5%. We capture thousands of new email leads from our website. So as people move to our website, we capture them as an email lead, which allows us to follow up with them, which keeps our CAC down. And we can upsell other product lines to our email subscribers. Actually, our CAC has reduced recently, which I'll talk a little bit later about in the presentation, but on average it's around 28 euros for the past year. So we've recently signed on a creative agency to help us improve the branding and make the business look top quality and professional across all channels. Over the last year, we've made some changes, not only to the offer and the way we get customers. So what we've done on the offer side of things, we used to do a lot of free boxes, which was great for growing revenue, but it didn't really return a lot of high quality, high lifetime value customers. So we moved away from that model, and we moved to more towards like a free gift or a modest discount to get people on to sign up. And obviously that increases the reciprocity from customers, and we've seen much better lifetime value, lower churn, and generally a better experience for us and the customers. But not only that, we've been working hard on our sourcing side to streamline and reduce costs wherever possible. So we've increased the prices of our subscriptions twice in the past 12 months. We've started to generate a lot of additional revenue by offering add to box, so customers can add more products to their next box in our online store, and also now actually in our subscription platform. This month we have a deal coming online with a tree company. So basically we're constantly improving our sourcing, constantly shaving off price, shaving off a little bit off on our revenue, or off on our COGS. This month we have a deal coming online with a tree company where we've basically guaranteed them we use the same company for the majority of the treats, obviously different products, different flavors and things like that. But they've given us a really good deal. So we're constantly shaving off cents here and there off the COGS. On the toy side, we have an industry partner who works with us now, who basically sources all of our products from China. They are an investor and a shareholder in the company, so it's in their interest that we do well. So we have a great competitive advantage in that we basically are getting the products from China without having to invest in all of the sourcing, like prepaying for products or anything like that. We're getting everything kind of almost up very close to China prices without having all the stress and the prepaying deposits and things like that. So we have a really good sourcing arrangement. Our supply chain is really well protected as well. And we're also currently developing new product lines we can add on, like flea and worming treatments and other ways to increase the average revenue per user, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second as well. Our customers love our products and our brand. Our customer service team is unbelievable, and we've got over 4.7 out of 5 on Trustpilot. We really care about our customers and deliver things that the customer actually wants. And we take anything on board, any suggestions they have or any problems they have with their box, we can essentially customize it for them as much as possible as well. The market is gigantic. Over 24% of all UK households have a dog, and 10 billion pounds is spent on pets every year. The money spent on pets has increased by 25% over the past few years, and it's actually doubled the online pet spend in the last 5 years or so. We've also, dog owners continue to spend the same or even more on their dog in times of recession. And all of these trends have just been accelerated in the last year or two with the pandemic and more people working from home. All the trends were going this way anyway, but people are working from home, getting dogs, loving their dogs, and obviously people are having children later in life, and it's more, the dog is the new baby, is what we found, that the customers are willing to spend, put almost anything in front of them and they'll buy it from us. So we're looking then to expand our product line. So we've got plans to create a heavy chewer box, which is basically for dogs that destroy toys quickly. We're looking to create a more premium box as a higher tier subscription for customers that request that. And also we're working in a joint venture at the moment with a dog trainer to create an online subscription dog training membership so that our customers can join as an upsell and obviously increase the average revenue per user and lifetime value. We've trialed dog food in the past, and we do have dog food available that we can sell in the UK. The reason we tried it in the past in Ireland, and we had really, really good metrics, but we couldn't source it after Brexit into Ireland. So now we have it in our online shop, and we're actually getting our online shop redesigned now to upsell the dog food to our customers on a subscribe and save or just purchase as they go. So dog food is certainly, it's not our core business, but it's certainly something we can upsell quite well, as we're obviously generating a lot of customers and email addresses and phone numbers we can use for retargeting, things like that. Next markets. So we're looking at, we did a lot of research into some new markets we could move into as well. Post investment, we looked at France, Germany, and actually surprisingly Poland look pretty good too. These countries have shown potential with their large dog populations, relatively low CPMs on Facebook and the channels that we know, and the average pet spend is around what we need it to be. Being in Europe will also make us more attractive to someone like BusterBox or a large European competitor, as we've navigated the terrain for them when they eventually decide to expand. And yeah, like the roadmap for expanding into Europe, we've already done it, expanding from Ireland to the UK. So it's basically customer service agents, marketing team, well, at least one person on marketing who can translate the website and our ads, customer service to answer emails in that language, and then just finding a fulfillment partner and having our industry partners send their products there. So it's not easy, but relatively simple, and we've done it before, going from the Ireland to the UK. We launched in the UK in 2017 and Ireland in 2016. As you can see, we've been steadily increasing our revenue since we launched, and our profit margin has also been significantly improved over the past few years. With the correct funding, we can accelerate to a profitable position by the end of next year, with our partners on board, obviously with our sourcing, new product lines, and the advantageous position we have as obviously a highly cash generating business and a proven track record. We will need to expand the team though in order to help us to actually achieve these marketing goals. The roadmap then, over the next 12 months, we'd like to get to 500K MRR, so just under halfway there. Continue to optimize the product, so improve the retention, so being able to effectively offer customers what they like in terms of personalization and logistics, which comes into technology a little bit. Develop other products, flea and worming, dog training. We're also exploring many other things we can do with add-ons and upsells. And as I said, our online store is being redesigned now to be more closer to something like an Amazon, where products that are frequently bought together. And just to be clear, our online store is separate to our subscription box website because we don't confuse people. So we generally want people to go for subscription first, but we use the online store as a way to generate additional revenue from our customers and upsell people and allow them to add more products to the next box. Then we look to continue to grow the business over the next 3 to 4 years. We have a really, as I said, high quality brand, strong customer service, and a really well liked brand. And trying to get an acquisition by, there's a lot of recent M&A activity in this market. The pet space is what I would say red hot at the moment, and it has been for the last few years. So a large pet chain could buy us as we're expanding into Europe. They're looking to compete with someone like, there's 2 ways it could go. Like BusterBox could expand over to the European Union and they could buy us, or maybe they could come over here and somebody else, a bigger player in the pet chain who would be a competitor to BusterBox, might buy us to compete as well. But again, it's probably a large pet chain, someone in this industry or other subscription service would be looking to merge with us for our customers. And we're really good at acquiring customers, and larger, like a dog food brand, would be very interested in us. And we've had discussions in the past because they generally have a higher CAC, so it's harder for them to get the customers to convince them to come over to the dog food, whereas ours, we generate customers really, really effectively, and then the dog food could tack on the back. The largest e-commerce acquisition in history was Chewy.com, acquired by PetSmart for $3.35 billion 5 years ago. And as you can see, there's plenty of other activity in this market. The money, over half of it, really, we don't really need any equipment. We have our sourcing arranged. Like a lot of the money, the majority of the money will be going to increase the subscribers, and obviously increase the lifetime value, but generally increase the subscribers, push it across their marketing channels that we know work really well, and also to help us to introduce the new product lines that I mentioned. average revenue for you. So on the churn side of things, like just to optimize the product a little bit, being able to touched on this already, but offer customers greater personalization in order to reduce the churn. So that just comes into, as I said, technology and fulfillment, and just setting all those systems up requires a bit of investment. And then staff, like we don't really have a big need. Like our fulfillment is outsourced, so we really just need support to help us achieve the marketing objectives. So a lot of our focus really is just on marketing, which is good. The three founders. So a lot of the other things have been kind of taken care of by other people with like fulfillment partners, investors, and things like that, industry partners. We also have rewards for investors. So we are EI. We're looking to get match funding from Enterprise Ireland. But we do have investor rewards. So if you invest through the Spark platform, you'll also get access to these rewards. So if you invest €100, you get a free box for every €100 you invest. Over 500 will also give you a hamper, which is basically a bigger delivery as to say thanks, and also you get a bed if you invest 1,000 plus. So your dog will be well looked after if you get your equity in BusterBox, and we'll look after your dog as well. And yeah, so in order for us to achieve our targets, we're looking to raise 300,000 from Spark with match funding from Enterprise Ireland. We'd love our current investors obviously are obviously coming back in, and we'd love to get more further investments through the Spark. We have huge growth potential, as we've covered. Really, the average revenue is 230,000 a month. We have match funding from Enterprise Ireland. We have a track record of doing this for the past 6 years, and you can claim 40% of your investment back through a EIS rebate, and there's no commission to invest in shares. So I'm sure these questions will come up, but I decided to get out ahead of them. What about a recession? Has growth slowed down and CAC increased? Surprisingly, which is great for us. We did experience what appeared to be a slowdown in June, and we got a bit of a fright, but since then we've come back stronger. July was probably our best ever month since we were in business. Our CAC has decreased because we think a lot of companies might be pulling back from Facebook. We don't know why, because the CPMs have been decreased a lot, which means our CAC has decreased a lot in the last few months. We actually were around 28 to 30 euro. Now it's 22 euro at the moment. So there's opportunities in a recession, especially for recession-proof businesses, which pets traditionally are. So it's been a very encouraging last few weeks for us, and in few months, especially because while it appears the economy might be heading to some muddy water, we're going stronger than ever. And traditionally, a pet is one of the most recession-proof businesses. So things are going better than ever, and our growth is in fact accelerated, if not, if instead of slowed down. How exactly will we scale it up? So our goal is to basically increase the lifetime value by offering these other products to our customers, increasing the add to box, and making sure we have a solid business and solid lifetime value, and then we can expand onto new channels. So the first thing we want to do is get out onto channels like affiliates, TikTok, like Facebook is 90% where 90% of the customers come from, but we don't have the funds to expand and effectively go out into the other channels that we like. So we're really only scratching the surface on how many customers we've reached, how many dogs there are in the UK. So we've spent our advertising budget is between 20 to 25 grand a month. Like it's nothing compared to these big subscription boxes or even big companies in the UK. Like we've done extremely well with the very limited resources we have, and we have only scratched the surface. Like we haven't touched a tiny percentage of people in the UK. Since our last crowdfund, we've increased our subscribers significantly, but the main thing is that we've greatly increased the lifetime value, reduced our churn, and basically increased our prices and are making more money. So the business is a lot more healthier. We've signed on 2 industry partners who are taking care of our sourcing and logistics. So all of this investment will go into growing the bottom line and growing the business and expanding into new markets. So that's a big change for us. And obviously we'd like to have grown faster, but we haven't really had. We've still raised a very, very small amount of money compared to a lot of our competitors. Why should we believe you? Why are we going to do it? Because we've been in this business for 6 years. We've raised less money than pretty much any one of our competitors, and we've got the biggest dog toy subscription box in the UK already, and we've done it from Ireland. So we're a highly effective team. Our brand is unbelievable, and we've just proven it. And we've been doing it for 6 years, as I said. So that's some highlights on the investment. I think I've covered everything there. And yeah, you get no commission on the Spark platform, 40% tax rebate. You're going to get your rewards as well for your dog. So you'll be happy and so will your dog if you have one or a friend. And that is it. Thanks. If anybody has any questions.
Great. Gary, thank you very much. Excellent presentation as usual. And if you'd like to switch off your sharing, and welcome to Fergal as well. Fergal, thanks for joining us. Actually, before we start the questions, and there are a number that have come in here already. And guys, if anybody who's on the call, if you want to ask a question, please drop it into the Q&A section there. Would be delighted to ask those questions to Gary. But before we do that, you mentioned CAC or CAC a number of times there. There'll be a few people on, and LTV. There'll be a few people on the call who might not know what that is. So perhaps you can just go into that for a second, Gary, and explain what that means and why it's an important metric for you as well.
Yeah, so I mean, your lifetime value is the average revenue per user multiplied by the amount of months that the customers are signed up, and then you divide that by your profit margin to get your lifetime gross profit, which is essentially what a customer is worth to BusterBox in terms of profit. And then your CAC is CAC, customer acquisition cost, and essentially the higher the CAC, the higher the lifetime gross profit relative to your CAC means the health of the subscription business. So we were actually, when the CAC was around €30, we were over 4. I had a quick calculation before I hopped on here, and the lifetime value is 300, lifetime gross profit is about 150, and the CAC is 22. So it's over 6 times return on investment. So it's basically a measure of how healthy your subscriptions are and how profitable the business is, and it's extremely healthy at the moment.
Very good. Okay, excellent. I'm sure that there's a question actually that actually is around that's come in. So they're talking about the customer acquisition cost. Yeah, I think you said, what is it, 20 something? Did you say?
22 at the moment, yeah.
22, and your lifetime value is 300. Is this business model really as simple as you investing more money to acquire more clients? Is that what the crux of this?
Well, you see, as I said, we have a very advantageous position in that we don't have to invest in any equipment or sourcing or anything like that. So essentially, there's 2 things: increasing the lifetime value is the stuff we've been working on for the last sort of year and a half. So making sure that the customers are actually profitable and worthwhile, which is something before we're good at growing revenue with giving away a free box, but the last sort of year and a half has moved away from that model and actually built a much more healthy subscription box and a subscription business. So essentially now, I mean, there's obviously challenges, right? We're not magicians, but you bring in, if we have a higher advertising budget, if you have the other products that I mentioned, the add-on products and the other subscriptions that you can offer, and you can essentially reach more. As I said, we've really only scratched the tip of the iceberg, okay? And our goal is we've done a lot of stuff on the product side, but we want to actually branch out into other channels. So TikTok has shown potential, affiliate networks, but they all require money to be paid for CAC. So like we're literally just totally pretty much using Facebook right now. We've like dipped and dabbed in TikTok and affiliates like that, but we have deals in place with agencies who want to take over our TikTok and affiliate gathering things, but they cost money, right? So we just be kind of holding off on it until we get the fundraising done. But very, very advantageous position where we are in terms of the majority of the money can be just turned into getting customers. Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent. I have a question here, Gary. So you're forecasting a turnover of 2.7 million this year. What are the risks of you not achieving those figures, and what type of risk should kind of investors be aware of challenging that target?
The risk of 2.7 is absolutely nothing, because we're already going to do it, because we already are generating this amount of revenue, and we have been for the entire year. In fact, we've gone up since the start of the campaign, which is pretty interesting and exciting, because we're not able to spend 50 grand a month or 100 grand a month on advertising because we just don't have it in the bank. So that's what we're getting this investment for. And the return on the customers, obviously, as I said, is profitable. But there's no risk to getting 2.7. Next year, the risks involved to getting to 4 or 5 or 6 will be just expand. Like there will be learning curves in terms of going out into TikTok, going out into affiliates. Some of the CAC may rise, the CAC may drop. Okay, everybody would have said 6 months ago the CAC was only going to go one way, and it went and it's up. But for us, it's come down by almost 30%. So the risks are just in the marketing. Like little risk on the sourcing side, as I said, because we have an industry partner there who's basically getting all of our products for us. There could be a risk that we go too fast and we have to slow down, because once we have the advertising budget and we're out across multiple channels, especially like the affiliates, we're looking at Google Performance Max as well. So just to branch out from Facebook, but essentially getting out into other channels, it's risk and reward, right? You're no longer just relying majority on Facebook. You're on Google, you're on TikTok, you're on affiliates. We do email and Facebook as is, So there's risks associated with that, but also the reward is that you're essentially reaching way more customers on a monthly basis, or in any time, and you're getting more customers.
Excellent, thank you.
Very good. It's kind of a multiple kind of part of this question. How many users do you have at the moment? How big is the universe that you have in the UK and Ireland? And in other words, how much growth potential do you see in just those two markets? I know you mentioned Poland and Germany and France as well, but if we just look at those two markets that you're in at the moment.
There's 8 million dogs in the UK. I'm pretty sure the latest is 8 million. Could be more, could be less, but it's in the millions anyway. I think we've only ever had about 30,000 people signed up. So 30,000 from 8 million there's a hell of a long way to go there. So we have just over 9,500 subscribers now. And as I said, like, we've raised 166 grand in cash 2 years ago. One of the industry partners gave us 120, like, it's pennies compared to, you know, 5 million for X subscription box, 10 million, 25 million Series A, whatever. We've had pennies, and we're already the biggest in the UK in terms of exactly what we do, because, and it's actually been, it's a double-edged sword as well, because we've got so little money, we had to focus on metrics. We couldn't go kamikaze and there's 10 million in the bank and let's get as many customers as we can, because we had to focus on actually making sure the customers can pay us. So we've been quite sustainable, and we'll continue to do that as well. But yeah, so that's like the market is tiny. The reason we haven't gone bigger is that we've never really had a massive round of investment. And obviously Ireland is a small market. There's certainly more we could get out of Ireland, but the majority of the customers come from the UK, simply because when you put 100 quid into Facebook in the UK, you're going to get, let's say at the moment, five customers. In Ireland, you might get 2 or 3. So the CAC is higher. You know, we don't want to turn our back on Ireland, but it's not as cost effective to advertise here.
Excellent. And just a quick note or question here on the Trustpilot rating. So it's 4.7 out of 5, and close to 2,000 reviews. So to what extent can you use that as a marketing or customer acquisition tool, or can you?
Yeah, if you go onto our website, it's plastered all over our website, because social proof is one of the most powerful things and powerful forms of marketing. Obviously, if you go to 2 restaurants, one of them is packed and the one beside it is empty, which one do you want to eat in, right? So we've got social proof, and like our product is perfect for social proof, because customers post on Facebook, customers send us pictures on our own Instagram, they tag us. We also encourage customers to send us pictures by giving a free box to 1 to 2 people, one best video and one best picture every month. So we're constantly getting user generated content, which we can then reuse in ads. So our product is very social. We're also looking at, we have a refer a friend scheme, and we're looking to kind of revamp that now to have a bit more urgency with it. So that's another growth opportunity that we're looking to improve, to build on top of the current referral scheme we have now. And we're going to have like a 48-hour deadline to give your friends, because when after you sign up, you're going to have 48 hours to give your friends 3 codes that expire in 2 days. And we're hoping that will give a bit of more of a higher viral coefficient. So, you know, watch this space. I don't have any results for it yet. It's literally been worked on now. But yeah, like user generated content, social proof, our business is perfect for it, because people are taking pictures of their dogs anyway, so they might as well. And like, as I said, the thing that we sell differently to an Amazon is the experience, right? You can buy dog toys on Amazon, have them delivered to your door, but the BusterBox arrives, the dog goes mad, and then he sees the box coming again, and that's what we sell. Like, that experience between the dog owner and the dog is what basically our customers are buying.
Great. Has there been a drop off in online sales post-COVID as people return to shops?
No. It was obviously extremely good during COVID for businesses like us. So, you know, we were already doing well as is, but obviously it went like this in COVID, and it's come down a bit in terms of, of course, it has to revert a bit to the mean, but our revenue has not come down. Our business has not reverted back to where it was in 2019. So we're as high now as we've ever been. The business is better than it's ever been. And yeah, like, COVID was great, unbelievable. Obviously 3x the business in the space of about 8 months, but our business hasn't gone back. Obviously the sales for a while, the start of this year, I will say, the CAC was kind of going higher, and it was not ridiculously high, but you know, you're navigating these things, and we're all constantly watching our metrics, our lifetime value, and try to squeeze more money off the COGS and onto the average revenue per user, and watching the CAC as well. But yeah, in the last 3 months, which is surprising, is that it's come down and the business is healthier again. So like, there's obviously going to be a little bit of variance, but on average, our subscriptions are profitable and we're on top of it.
Brilliant. I have a question, a double question here. What's your average number of months customers stay subscribed to, and also just an update on when will the updated website be ready, or have you a timeline on that?
So keeping people for between 13 and 14 months. It can vary a little bit, but we've got quite strong retention. The industry average is, like, the industry standard is BusterBox, who, when they IPO, they said 5.5% churn, which is 19 months or something like that. The last couple of times they've released their reports, it's been creeping up to 6 or 7. So we're not too far away, and we're not as good as them, but they didn't get 100 million in we didn't get 100 million in funding, and they did. But yeah, like that's we're not a million miles away from the best in class. And the churn, like, our product is different to something like a SaaS where you're going to stay for 6 years or whatever. Like, it's a much lower CAC, a much lower sales cycle, and the customers are profitable while they're here. And a lot of our customers drop off and come back. We get a lot of reactivations every month because we constantly email and sometimes send SMSs to our customers when we have new offers coming out. And a lot of people come back at a later time. The second part, the new website, it's not quite a new website. How it's going to work is just going to be a new page on the website. And when customers sign up, we're either going to send them an email. We're going to send them both, probably an SMS and an email. And basically it's going to say, hey, thanks so much for joining. Here's an incredible gift, or a very special gift. And what it will do is lead them to a page on our website where they enter their email, and that email will be validated that they're a customer, and they'll be given 3 codes that will expire in 48 hours. So they'll basically sign up, they'll be given a very limited amount of time to share it with 3 friends. The friends will get a free box. And again, we don't do discounts on the front end, but if you're not paying a CAC and you're being with you're doing friend referrals, that's the most powerful form of marketing as well. And it's only going to cost us 1 box, whereas with Facebook, you're obviously paying to find the traffic. So
exactly,
should work. Okay. Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
A lot of these things, they sound great, but I mean, like, we a lot of the stuff we do does work, but I don't have any results on it yet. But I can certainly get back to you maybe with the next webinar or whatever. In a month's time, probably we'll have some numbers on it. But like, we already have a good refer a friend program, but this is just going to put it on steroids essentially.
Great. Okay, we'll squeeze in 2 more questions. There's loads here, but we won't have time to go through them all. So what are your plans for cats? That was one question that's come in. Yeah,
we've been looking at different animals, to be honest. We were looking at what's an easy lever for us to pull to generate more customers in the UK market. And yeah, cats was something that came up. It's something we hadn't really thought about for a long time. And maybe looking too closely at BusterBox in the US and not really looking at what we could do. So we were just thinking, like, it's probably an easy lever to pull, as I said. But like, it doesn't really matter to us whether it's a dog or a cat. We're good at putting stuff in a box and selling it. So yeah, watch this space. I don't have too much more info on it just yet. We're certainly looking into other animals.
Okay.
Excellent. I have a question here, actually. Good question on the. Do you find sales increase and subscriptions increase around Christmas time, and also do you offer kind of gift vouchers? I think someone here is interested in maybe getting ahead of their Christmas shopping.
Yeah, we never leave money on the table. Okay, so every Christmas we basically, there's a lot of people on our email list and who are aware of the business that for whatever reason just don't want to sign up for a subscription, but we never leave that money on the table. So every Christmas we go crazy with emails, SMSs, especially around Black Friday, all those holiday things. November is a gigantic month for us for our online shop. We sell beds, we sell the hampers, we sell gift vouchers, we do everything like that. So we always try and monetize our email lists and monetize the leads we have. And a lot of customers who have previous customers will buy one for a friend, or current customers will buy one for a friend. So I think we do between 20 and 30,000 in revenue, one-time revenue, just in November and December for the last few years, and hopefully this year will be even more because our email list is bigger. And yeah, so we're never leaving money on the table. Christmas is crazy, by the way, for the subscriptions as well. So starting from now to the end of the 15th to 20th of December now is our busiest time of year. People are always buying stuff for their dog. We've got our offers in place for Q4. So we've got a free dog bed with sign up that we've got a delivery from China of. So yeah, we got really, really good offers lined up. We're all prepared for we've got Christmas themed boxes, Halloween themed boxes. So we're all well on top of it now for this year.
Brilliant.
Excellent. Very
Okay.
good. Thanks, Gary.
Right, thanks very much, Gary. That was brilliant, and Global, thanks very much for asking all those questions. So, investors, you've now heard from Gary, and I think you'll agree that the BusterBox is very much worth a serious consideration for investment. We've had, and we will, and are going to have a number of one-to-one meetings with certain people and Gary who want to kind of quiz Gary a little bit more. And if you'd like to avail of one of those, then please get in touch with us, and we can certainly facilitate a meeting like that for you. And Gary's very open to having those. So I think that's really it for today. Thanks very much for listening for us all, and hopefully you can join us again on another webinar that we'll be having very soon. But in the meantime, thanks very much. We'll see you soon.